if this is goodbye.
Two, one, yeah, yeah. Check 1, 2, yeah, yeah.
Well, hey, y'all. We're super excited to be here. Thank you so much for coming out on this rainy, dreary night. Hopefully, we can entertain you and we'll all forget about how rainy it is. We just literally drove from Nashville. We played a show this morning for 3 hours, and then we drove here, and the rain was just awful, and the traffic was crazy. But I'm so glad y'all came out. A lot of you, it's good to see a lot of our friends. Some of you we haven't seen in such a long time, and so it just melts my heart for y'all to be here. And we're just grateful to be playing at the Open Court. This is our first time, so thank you for being here with us on our first time. Yeah. By the way, the name of our band, the name of our band is My One and Only, and my name is Cassie, and this is my husband, Ben. And we're going to be singing for y'all. And then later, Beth Snap and her band are coming up. And she's awesome. She's a local girl. I'm sure most of you have heard of her. And if you ain't, you're going to love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're going to start on a sensitive note. This is a song off our new EP.
Yeah, we have a new one.
And I think the older I get, the weirder it is to see my parents in their stage of life now. I opened this and then I didn't drink it. Hold on. I can remember seeing my parents at the age or younger than the age that I am now. And we don't even have kids. That goes to show we could have kids.
Just so weird.
Anyway, it's too many things to think about.
It's crazy. We have a Chihuahua.
Yeah. But it's a weird thing to see your parents get older. And they moved closer to us, closer to Nashville, Tennessee in the last couple years, whereas before they lived almost 10 hours away in Iowa, where I grew up. So I've been having more sentimental thoughts about them and just spending some good time with them. So we wrote a song about our parents. This is called Mom and Dad. When I see you after some time and you look older and I'm surprised, oh, it makes me wonder about the months going by. What do you do when the work is done? And how do you feel when you're home alone? I can call, but nobody lets me know what's really going on. In the night and in the morning too, I have been thinking about you. At the lake house, Sipsey River, drop the anchor where the water turns, and by the light of the fire you play guitar until the early morn. I can turn those memories inside my head every now and then, but they only tell me where we've been, and I wanna know where you are. In the night and in the morning too, I have been thinking about you. There is no doubt I feel it now, and how the roads have turned around, and now it's you that I worry about. In the night and in the morning too, I have been thinking about you.
Call you mama. So just to add a little bit about that song, I lost my dad when I was 19. And the second verse is about my family. The first one's about Ben's. But this guitar was my daddy's guitar. And when he passed, my mom gave it to me. And we've always just kind of had it hanging in our studio. And, you know, you see it and you just, you're grateful and you remember. But you just, I don't know, it's just there in the wall. Well, Ben surprised me last year. And he's very handy. And he completely refinished and redid the entire guitar. And my dad, I'm from Alabama, and my dad loved muscle cars, and so he was always buying muscle cars and flipping cars. He just loved that. And so Ben put this racing strap on this guitar, and so now I'm singing on my daddy's guitar with my husband, and so it's special. So thank you, Mr. Awesome. And he put my dad's initials on the top and when he was born and when he left the earth, so it's just a special guitar. We can leave it to our Chihuahua when we go. All right. So this next song, Ben and I, people are always like, how hard is it to like work with your husband and you guys do everything together, right? I'm like, yeah, and it can sometimes be difficult, but it's also so much fun. But sometimes we kind of argue, and it's usually during songwriting. And so we were writing this one day and we got into like a little argument. We went into our separate rooms, and I started writing down all the things that I was too stubborn to say to Ben. I kind of let it marinate a couple weeks, and then I said, hey, listen to this really cool idea that I have for a song. And he goes, well, what's that about? I said, it's about me. So this song is about me. It's called Ticket for This Ride. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm crying, I'm mad. I wanna control what controls me. I push and I pull, I'm mean and I'm cruel. I wanna take hold of what holds me. It's so high, it's so low. It's the roaring snow rolling down the mountainside. All the while you didn't know that you purchased a ticket for this ride. I'm sorry, by the way, for words I never say. I'm trying to fold on the old me, or they just don't come out the way they should sound. Well, trust me, this ain't who I wanna be. It's so high, it's so low.
It's the roaring snow rolling down the mountainside. All the while you didn't know that you purchased a ticket for this ride. Well, a thing is bound to change if it don't stay the same. But I think you knew that anyway. It's so high, it's so low. It's the roaring snow rolling down the mountainside. Oh, wow, you didn't know that you purchased a ticket for this ride. You purchased a ticket for this ride. Thanks, y'all. It's quite the ticket you got there, buddy. You're welcome. All right, let's do something reckless. Yeah. He was loving as a cactus tree, spouted lies you wouldn't believe. They'd say, hey, you got to get that boy on course. He was meaner than misery, and a stubborn as stubborn could be. Oh, oh no, well, it's hard to break a horse. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're right. Well, sometimes you just get through the night. Well, sometimes you're right. Mama said to let him be. He ain't changing far as I can see. She'd say, hey, now what's the use in crying for? But he was wild till the gals come home. Always said he was born to roam. Oh, oh no, well, it's hard to break a horse. Yeah, it is. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you just get through the night. Well, sometimes you're right. He was lost like a wedding band from the left hand of a man. He was lost like a wedding band from the left hand of a man. He was lost like a wedding band from the left hand of a man. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you just get through the night. Well, sometimes you're right, sometimes you just get through the night. But sometimes you're right.
Thank you. So a lot of these songs we're doing are from our new CD. There's some in the back by the bathroom. We have us and Beth both have CDs and T-shirts. If you want to, afterwards, we'd love to meet you. And if you want to go shopping or just grab a card. But this is a song on the new CD.
Yeah.
The way you dance, we both know it's no good. It's a math equation. You would solve if you could. How you get nervous when you go to sleep, trip on your thoughts and start shaking at me. Sometimes under my skin, sometimes bring me back again. You've got a way of telling a tale where everyone follows. You down every trail you always know. All of the latest news from the table on the far side of the room. Yeah. Sometimes under my skin, sometimes bring me back again. Carry me through waters deep, out of the undertow. Bring me safely where my feet can walk along the shore. Yeah.
Sometimes under,
Sometimes under,
sometimes under,
oh, sometimes under,
sometimes under my skin, sometimes bring me back again.
Thank y'all.
One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. One is the loneliest number you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one. No is the saddest experience you'll ever know. Yes, it's the saddest experience you'll ever know.
Oh, 'cause one is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
One is the loneliest number. It is so much worse than two. It's just no good anymore since you went away. Now I spend my time just making rhymes of yesterday. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. One is the loneliest. the loneliest. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. It's just no good anymore since you went away. Number one is the loneliest. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Number one is the loneliest. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. One is the loneliest number you'll ever do. One is the loneliest number, so much worse than two. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Thank you. So we didn't write that one, but we really like that song. Just think if we did write it.
Well, I mentioned earlier I grew up in this great state of Iowa, and so did my parents. My mom and dad lived in Iowa all their life until Iowa and Nebraska all their life until 2 years ago when I mentioned they moved to Tennessee, closer to us. But all my mom's family was farmers. Her dad was a farmer. His dad was a farmer, and so on. But my mom's dad, my grandfather, he really hated it. And we have this sign, this poster in our kitchen, and it's a copy of when my grandfather sold his farm back in about 1960 or 61. And it says all sorts of cool stuff like free coffee and the exact directions of where this sale is at. There's like 26 head of good cattle, and
The rest of them are bad.
and it's a lot of history, and it means something to us. So we wrote this song. This is my mom's story. This is called Lost and Found. It was 1961. I was staring out into those snow-white fields. That December cold was seeping through the cracks of window seals. I can still feel the calloused hands that brought this child upon this very land. And I can hear the hum of harvesters every time I think of my granddad. My father never asked for this, but generations said it was his lot. From morning sun he'd till the field, but to call himself a farmer he would not. That winter eve I looked out as he drove that declaration in the ground. And as I stood there watching him, my tears that fell down didn't make a sound. Sometimes when something is lost, for someone else it's found. I can understand how to sacrifice yourself for someone else. But this life is made of seasons, and some of them don't really suit us well. We sold that farm in the Midwest and settled down in northern Omaha. Daddy picked up steel-toed boots and never put his hand back on the plow. Sometimes when something is lost, for someone else is found. My father learned the way of laying down to rest his youngest son. And someday I will give my brother's name to one of my own children. I saw Jesus on the city bus, and I told him I was alright for now. I had plans for the next few years, but we both knew that I was nowhere bound. Sometimes when something is lost, for someone else it's found. Thanks, y'all.
About this song? Yeah. Or in life? Okay.
I'll be right back.
So, marriage. I tell you what, it's awesome. We wrote a brand new song this past week, and he's like, "You know it?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "I'm sure." He's like, "Will you follow me?" I can't follow you. I can't do it. So we wrote a brand new song, and he wants to share it, and that's totally fine. So he's going to grab the lyrics, because I just don't know them yet. So otherwise, I would have just been like smiling a lot. But, oh, what? Oh, yeah, right? Hey, I like to be transparent.
I'm supposed to tell him something that...
Well, you should have specified, son. Actually, in the middle of a song and a half ago, it hit me. I was like, I didn't grab those lyrics. And then I looked at him and I said, "Did you grab those lyrics?" He said, "No." So y'all didn't even see that. We had a whole conversation y'all didn't even know about. Tell him about this song now. You know it.
Yeah, so this is a new song of ours. I think in the last several years, I've realized how many things I do that are just very selfish in nature. And maybe we all kind of come to that point and realizing you're waking up and the things that you're doing are all about yourself, all about making yourself feel good or allowing yourself to get through the day, and it's just kind of a lot.
Doing things out of fear.
Yeah. And so we wrote this song. It's called The Pretender. There's a feeling that's been pulling on my insides now and then. It's weak and then it's strong, depending on the wind. It takes me in the morning from time to time. busyness is all I find. It keeps me close at hand and pretends to be a pillow. But I'm becoming suspicious of this two-faced fellow. Just when I feel strong enough to walk out on my own, when I've made up my mind to separate from things I've known, knocking at my door straight from the abyss is this purveyor of self-righteousness. It keeps me close at hand and pretends to be a pillow. But I'm becoming suspicious of this two-faced fellow. Looks good on paper and on the TV screen. Friends even say that it looks good on me. But what they don't see is a burning deep inside, a chasing after something that never is mine. It keeps me close at hand and pretends to be a pillow. But I'm becoming suspicious of this two-faced fellow. I'm becoming suspicious of this two-faced fellow.
Brand new. Thanks, y'all.
I guess more specifically, that song would be about self-righteousness, which I think after years of living, sometimes we find ourselves being self-righteous, trying to think that we can do something about our spiritual condition. All right, let's move on. Well, this next song is a new one. It's called Heart of Mine. This is written after a story in the Gospels. There's a story that some of you might know. A rich young guy comes up to Jesus and he asks him, "What must I do to be saved?" And Jesus responds with some of the 10 Commandments, which, if you know the Bible, is kind of interesting anyway, because the Bible itself says that no one shall be justified by observing the law. So then you may wonder, why did he respond that way? And I wondered that for a long time, until I realized the guy started with the wrong question. He said, "What must I do to be saved?" And I guess if you're talking to Jesus, the real question is, what are you going to do to save me? So he wrote a song for this guy. And it goes like this. Where's my money gonna go when I die? Who's gonna get a piece of my pie? Well, how much do I tip on 25? The waitress didn't do much, but the food was alright. Where's my money gonna go? And how will I ever know, yeah, when I'm buried below? Where's my seat gonna be in the sky? I know I'm placed on the roster somewhere high. Just look it up. Don't get me wrong, I ain't ready to die. I just don't have the patience to wait in no line. I can follow 10 rules just fine. So I think I've earned a little of your time. After all that I have sacrificed, don't you tell me about this heart of mine. Where's my money gonna go? And how will I ever know when I'm buried below?
Thank you. Can't take it with us when we go. All right, y'all, this is going to be our last song. Thank you.
Beth Snap is coming up, though, y'all. I look forward to hearing her and her whole band. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so good. And thank you to Beth for asking us to come play with her. So that was really nice of her. And this is our first time here. And thank you to all of our friends that showed up. It's really sweet that y'all came. Some of you are like family, so thank you. Really appreciate it. So this last song we're going to do, so Ben and I have been married for almost 10 years, and we're not really proud of everything that we've done throughout these 10 years, but we stuck it out,
They're
you know,
laughing.
because you're married, right? They get it.
We get it.
And now that we've been married 10 years, we're totally professionals now. We got it all figured out. But marriage is fun, marriage is hard, but it's a beautiful thing, and I'm so grateful that we stuck it out. So this is our single from our new EP that's back there that I hope that you'll all get one and take us home with you. But I know it's like 2019, so you're probably thinking, what is a CD? It's like vintage. Just think of it that way. It's like vintage. And so it's totally cool and trendy. So you should get one. Or you can just get it online. It's going to come back around. And then it's going to be worth a lot of money in like 70 years. But anyways, this is a glimpse into our past. I always say when people come to our shows, I want to be honest and I want to be real. And everything that we write is true stories. And we just want to be completely honest and vulnerable with our listeners. And then when they leave, I want them to feel like they know us and they're our friend. So this is a glimpse into our marriage. It's called To My Rescue, and I hope you like it. Remember when I called you in the middle of the night? You were sound asleep, but you woke in such a fright. You jumped in your car, drove 2 hours north. You put me in the front seat, then you slammed the door.
That year when I spent too much time on the house, I left you alone and never showed you how a man could keep a woman loved and satisfied. I couldn't build a home no matter how hard I tried. Oh, the hell I put you through, but you came to my rescue.
There were sometimes I try to walk away, I turn around to leave, but you told me to stay.
And we walked through that place of uncertainty, until the smoke cleared and we could finally see.
Oh, the hell I put you through, but you came to my rescue.
All right.
Now look at us, married all these years. We have cried salt and bitter tears. We have loved deep and gone face to face with the monsters that stood in our way. Oh, the hell I put you through, but you came to my rescue. Oh, yeah. Oh, the hell I put you through, but you came to my rescue. Thank you so much. We are my one and only. We appreciate y'all coming out. Beth Snap and their full band is going to be coming up next. You're really going to enjoy them. Thank you so much for the open court for having us. And if you want to go in the back and say hello or find out where we're going to be next, we'd love to meet you.